September 2019, xenophobic attacks happened in South Africa. 4th September 2019, retaliation occurs in various African nations. In Nigeria, people barricaded roads, they burned tires, they closed shops owned by South Africans. Their vice president boycotted an intra-African trade conference. In Zambia, students threw objects at the South African High Commissioner's premises. Essentially, diplomatic ties are under tension. And I detect an underlying sense of vengeance in these reactions. That's what I'd like to talk about today. Revenge in the context of xenophobic attacks. The thing about revenge is it undermines virtue. Muhammad Ali said, and I quote, "I'm a fighter. I believe in the eye for eye business. I ain't got no respect for a man that won't fight back. I ain't no cheek turner. If you kill my dog, you better hide your cat." Do you detect a sense of immaturity in that statement? And I dare say incivility. Vengeance is the path of least resistance. It's a knee-jerk reaction. If you fight with a pig, both of you get dirty, but the pig enjoys it. If you choose to exert revenge, you become just like the attacker. You lose all high moral ground. Vengeance places the injured and the injury in a seesaw of pain. Both parties are stuck in that state as long as parity is demanded. Nobody comes out on top with retaliation. The other problem with reprisals is they hurt you more than the person you are targeting. Take the example of Nigeria. MTN employs millions, or at least thousands, of Nigerians, even though it is South African owned. So if somebody attacks MTN shops, they are denying fellow Nigerian breadwinners the opportunity to eke out a living. And they're getting hurt. But of course, this doesn't absolve South Africa because their country, MTN, their company, depends on South Africa for success. 30% of their profits come from all 58 million Nigerian users. So you see, it's a seesaw. South Africa. Beloved South Africa. I have a soft spot for you because of your contribution to the African identity. You gave us Trevor Noah, who I consider to be the greatest comedian of our generation. You gave us Sarafina. Safa felices wasimlava. You gave us Nelson Mandela, the personification of forbearance and long-suffering. You gave us Lucky Dube. Of course, we Kenyans love our reggae, so I had to throw that in there. That is why it perturbs me to hear that a brother has risen up against another brother. You are fighting for breadcrumbs from the rich man's table when you should be fighting for a spot on the table. The person who told you that Africans are the problem in South Africa is a hate monger. And by the way, I must add, not all South Africans are xenophobes. It's a small, disenfranchised group that is. but they still matter. These hate mongers create a pseudo enemy so that they can deflect attention away from their failures as leaders. If somebody wants economic success, they need access to capital. And you do that by trading. You trade with your neighbors, Mozambique, Angola, Zambia, Zimbabwe. Then when you have that locked down, you start trading internationally. And you don't do it alone, because when you go alone, you lack negotiation powers. You don't have leverage. You should go as a bloc. Other countries of the world have realized this. If you go to Europe, you have the European Union. People walk around, Europeans walk around the continent without any visa. If you go to Asia, they have ASEAN as an economic forum. Africa, the last thing we need is disunity. Remember the words of Bob Marley from Redemption Song. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. With those few remarks, please remember to subscribe to my channel for more insights on leadership and communication. In case of future violent spits in the continent, remember that revenge never evens the score. You don't fight hate with hate. And as the Spanish say, no revenge is more honorable than the one that is not taken.